Welcome to Estero Today, produced by Engage Estero. I'm your host, Mike Wasson. June and the rainy season has arrived in Estero, but so has hurricane season. Every year, we hear repeated calls to be prepared for hurricane season. It's always good to be prepared. The state, the county, the village of Estero, and as individuals, we all need to do certain things to be prepared. Today, I will focus briefly on things that the county and the village are doing, and federal government to some extent. And then I want to zero in on protection and planning that we should be doing for loved ones. Loved ones who may need access to special care and shelter. And by loved ones, I'm talking about the elderly, and I'm talking about our favorite friends, our pets. We all hope that hurricane season is not bad, but we can do things now to prepare for it. And I'm talking more about stuff other than just bottled water and batteries. For example, I'm talking about our natural and our engineered landscapes. They protect us. And I'm talking about from the shoreline, they are protection, all the way to the storm drain. This year, for example, a major beach fortification project on Estero Island, that's Fort Myers Beach, was done by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers in partnership with Lee County and the town of Fort Myers Beach. They have added additional shoreline as a defense to our coastline. This beach fortification can protect inland communities too, like Estero. It protects them from wind and waves. It's really the first line of defense from bad weather. Now, the village of Estero wasn't directly involved in the beach fortifications. However, the village of Estero is actively investing in storm resilience, and they're doing it from the inside out. Let me explain. Their efforts include a stormwater master plan to improve drainage systems, retention areas, and the flow management of water through the village. The Estero River and canals have been maintained better to prevent backups and reduce upstream flooding risk. Also, the village has been working with FEMA on flood plan updates to reduce insurance costs and to guide smart development within our community. Now, besides county and state and village, we as individuals need to put together some storm preparedness and a storm preparedness plan. You've heard about it. There's lots of information. TVs and magazines are talking about it a lot right now. But I'd like to zero in and spend the next few minutes talking about protection for our loved ones. And I'm talking about elderly, family, and neighbors who may need special care or special shelters during a hurricane. And of course, as I mentioned before, our pets who will need special attention. Lee Health and Lee Health hospitals and facilities are not designated hurricane shelters. If you or a loved one requires assistance that exceeds services provided by a general population shelter, like Hertz Arena, for example, you must pre-register with the Lee County Emergency Management System. For more information in the special needs applications, you can visit a Lee County website. We will have a link on that direct website at the end of this podcast, or you can begin to access it by going to leegov.com/public safety. Now, this is a program that provides shelter for people who live in a home and or an exposed area which will experience storm surges or wind surges, and for people who lack other places to go for safe shelter. The service also includes transportation to the shelter for anyone in need. And transportation for elderly can't be time consuming and may require special transportation units. Also, if elderly friends require medical equipment, you need to write down the key details of such equipment, such as the size and the manufacturer and the various specifications. We have a special story on this subject on our website, esterotoday.com, in the health news section. I encourage you, if it applies to you, to go to that section and read more of the details. That story also talks about Lee Health being a storm-ready hospital system. It's a special program so that they're prepared for storms. That means they have special procedures and special facilities that's not for everybody, but could be important in the need of an elderly or a person in your neighborhood or in your family. Again, you can find more details about the Storm Ready program at Lee Health on the esterotoday.com website in the health news section. And to get to the Lee Health section, we have a link on our website that takes you right to that program and provides further details. Well, finally today, let's not forget about our pets. We all have animals and have had animals in our life, pets, cats or dogs, or other pets like parakeets or whatever, and they also require special needs. Pets you love and you want them to survive the hurricane. So you need to sit down and consider the special needs that your particular pet may have. Their health and well-being is important to you. And having your pet being healthy can make you mentally more healthy. In fact, one of the biggest concerns about hurricanes is our mental and emotional health care. Right now, we're in the process of developing an article for future use on our website to talk about the special emotional and mental health needs that you have in preparation for a hurricane and to ride out a hurricane. So think about those needs and how your pet can help you emotionally get through this difficult time. And the way you do that is you sit down and think about, what is that list? What are the things that you might need for your individual pet? What is part of their kit? And that will vary by pet, of course, and it will vary depending upon the difficulty of the storm. It's especially important to have this list ready and a kit ready if you will need to evacuate during a hurricane. You understand your individual pets, whether it's a dog or a cat, better than anybody else. You just need to take the time to think about what their individual needs would be and how they can best weather a storm. Over the next few weeks, Engage Estero will have several articles in their newsletters and on our website about hurricane and bad weather preparation. It's important that we think about in advance and be prepared for difficult weather conditions. It's the environment we live down here in this wonderful Estero life. Thanks for listening to this Estero Today webcast. We appreciate, or this podcast, I'm sorry, we appreciate your time, and we hope you have found this information interesting and helpful. If you would like to comment, you can email us with your comments and ideas for future podcasts. Our email address is info@esterotoday.com. Produced by Engage Estero, this is your host, Mike Wasson, wishing you a good week and hoping you can join us next week for more news on Estero Today.